Yeah, this is how we do it. You know what I mean? I ain't in the trap right now. I'm getting my day ready. Um, I think I'm gonna start being more exclusively on the real meaning behind the walk with the chance instead of the videos, and the real meaning behind the videos, and why um, I'm so big on entertainment. Rome back in the day um, was built on entertainment. Um, the gladiators fighting, and you know they sitting up in the stadiums and watching the fights. Uh, Even back in the day, you can speak as a biblical sense where Christ was performing miracles and you know giving the commandments and showing us visualization, visual visualization of what's to come and what's to be of this world. That'd be crazy living in them times. But in our times today, we still have prophets. We still have signs. We have more than ever. We have education, artifacts. We have all these things that exist of our history here in this world, on this planet. BC, AD, and nothing's new under the sun, as they say. Everything is repetitive. We repeat these times, we repeat these things that constantly happen in our world. Um, I think the way is because our DNA is built. I've been trying to study it up a little bit more about that, and it's where we come from. Why things seem to be like similar, and we just begin to develop more and more um, socially, transportively, um, if that's even a word. Um, just everything, just human artifacts and living and shelter and medicine and most of all wisdom, like these times are giving us. Um, with the entertainment, a lot of people like idolize that. Put a lot of emphasis on those who are able to make us laugh, cry, cheer. Um, those who are able to make our leisure enjoyable, so to speak. Um, Sorry, I gotta get my medical senses and everything back together because everything just rambles. My brain just goes to these places that take me to these different heights of meditation and of thought, of a process of life and purpose. Yeah, some of the young agriculture activists, nutritionists, and life coaches would be mad at me right now for putting fire to this thing right here, but everybody understands that the herbal essence of this plant, which I believe that, excuse me, everything has its own purpose in life. Kevin Gates talks about on one of my um, reels that or shorts, whatever you want to call them, so to speak. Um, he talks about how he um, visit heaven during his fast and his prayer and his journey, his spiritual God, his spiritual making. And he says that all creatures should be up there, all living creatures and all living things, and it's everything's alive. You gotta respect everything. Um, had that sense when I was young. Like also, we're taught to that things are gross and gruesome and dangerous, and we stop touching animals and looking at the facial streaks and their defense mechanism, and we use it as a threat. You know, we face that a lot in our culture as a black male here in America, that we're posed to threats just like animals. We often refer to that statement that you're treating us like animals, that they do things in the same manner, which would be a great example of my last quote. Yeah, like they treat us like that because our defense is up from not too long ago. I never had to witness it, but times is real bad. Like literally 100 years ago, or less than 100. You know, like I mean, not. I mean, yes, definitely real bad. We weren't even allowed to go to the same schools. It was, segregation. It's not segregation is not that far off, but the times, like I say, it's evolving, and it's evolving for the better. Some say it's evolving for the worst. With this information that's everybody now allowed to have access to, makes structure, the American structure, more difficult to abide by, so to speak. Um, that's why we have this entertainment, you know what I mean? To drop your focus on, you know, brain development, on life development, on health health development, just development of human process altogether. You know, and I pay attention to it. Um, I love entertainment. I love entertainers. Um, but the industry on how things are coming out now and how it was built is the structure is probably no different from the Roman days and things of that such as far as power goes. You know, if you look back on the presidency and look back on those pictures, all them people got wigs on. A man don't wear no wig, man. I feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Walking around with no long hair unless they doing something. You feel me? And that's what our country based on. Men of power. Always been that way. I believe. I haven't been through it. Can't really have. Don't really have proof of ground facts proof, but I have spiritual proof. You know what I mean? I always felt that way. One of my best friends could tell you, and he laughed back in the day when I was like, man, I think that Biggie and Pac was killed by their producers, because now the producers is running the industry. And I said that at a young age. I was born in the 80s. I wasn't even old enough to put that concept together. But I was able to spiritually dissect that at a young age, just through the feeling and through the ambiance and the energy and how things is being shifted, you know, from look at this great talented human being as of this great mind of a young man. Um, Look how this the growth of it was just taken away, you know, and given to someone who was less talented, so to speak, but driven. You know what I mean? Driven to do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? You see that with the producers, and it started from like from back in the day. You know, Crash Groovin'. If you ever go back and watch that old movie, man, how you know Reverend Run was a talent. You know, that's what his name is now. And, you know, the beautiful Angela and what's the name's father. I forgot the other daughter's name. Excuse me. Luckily, I'm not that important. She probably won't see it. At least not yet. But yeah. Anyway, it was a story about him and Russell Simmons. You know, it wasn't Russell Simmons wasn't in the movie, but it was sort of that base. You know what I mean? How he was ending up with this and that and that and that. And he was the producer. He was the go-getter. You know what I mean? And bruh was the talent. You know what I mean? And to this day, we speak of Russell. You know what I mean? And his empire, what he built, and he still lives on while Reverend Run is the Reverend. You know what I mean? And glory to him and his congregation. I don't know if he speaks or I don't really know nothing about that sense of the Reverend Run. I don't know if he's like a Mace type Reverend, because Mace was a Reverend before, or did something like that for a while, but now he's back. So I don't know. Maybe it's something like that, or maybe he got a congregation. But God bless that man. But that's what happened with the brother, and you see that also often in groups that you know, talent always fade away. There's always going to be new talent, but you need that go-getter. You need that person to be willing to bring you into this life, and that person is usually willing to do anything. You know what I mean? It used to be Caucasian gentlemen that did that, but then, like anything else, we adapt culturally. You know what I'm saying? That quick. We adapt to anything. Culturally, we're one of the most brilliant minds. The most easy to adapt. I learned that well living in Miami, which is maybe one of the reasons I moved to Miami, because I see that, you know, culturally they're able to adapt. African descent, black descent. Let me change that because Africa is a country, not just based on black people, it's based on white and black people. So to say African descent is crazy to label it as a color. I mean, as a whole race. So, yeah, country can't be a color or a or race at that. You know what I mean? So yeah, as a black man, as a black descent, they're able to adapt in any culture. You know, the black the black German, the black Frenchman, the black Canadian, Drake, Giannis, Akon, Busta Rhymes. It was easier to adapt. You know what I mean, and quite brilliant. So, they we was enslaved a lot. You know what I mean, and everywhere we was enslaved. In every country, we would always adapt and, you know, more so, become, you know, a asset to the community. So culturally, it made sense to, um, after the physical part was done, to use our mental as well. Not equally, but you know, um, definitely through the entertainment business. Which is the reason why I think that a lot of the rap beef that came and went so vagantly, and no one's not even talking about it no more. Was during the definitely trial times. Trump went up. In his case, we pay no attention to that. I'm really not into all the politics because when you got that type of money and when you're in that elite, things can get pushed under the rug, like it will be. I'm saying this now. I believe that Diddy will be convicted, Trump will be president, and Trump will get Diddy out. You know what I mean? And boom, there it is. He's caught red-handed, so they're not gonna let him use that tape because what's all on the tape. Probably figuring out some type of way some type of plea bargain that can get him out, get him in to get him out. Feel me? And what he's able to do, something like that. Because it's a good old boy system, and he's been a good old boy. So, yeah, during that time, a lot of distractions. I guess Trump was found guilty, but on a guilty sentence, black people go to jail. I think he just get a fine, maybe. Mm-mm. Nothing will come of it. I'm sure of it. He'll still be the next president. Watch as I see, as I tell you. But we don't need the facts. We weren't able to pay attention to the facts because we had this rap beef to pay attention to. You know what I mean? During the rap beef, a lot of things was revealed. Since the beef with Breezy and what's the name? I don't know who's the industry plant on that one. Breezy and Tate, or was it just it was female stuff? But Tate mentioned this. Quay mentioned this one. I'm sorry, I was going to talk about Tate, so I got the names a little mixed up. But Quay told Chris Brown never to mention Tate's name. You know what I mean? He's still trying to find out who did it, nigga. And in that sense, I was like, ooh, can I feel the pain in it? But as I more and more listen to it and think more and more of the significance of the whole being planted, if that's being planted and he says that in a Planet song, then maybe he knows who did it. Maybe it's Illuminati set up on his part to take him to that next level. Maybe it's a Biggie thing. You'll say you'll never do that, but Puff did it. Never thought that he'll do it. I don't know why people never thought it, but I thought it. You know, uh, you never believe anything. You know what I mean? Like Ye's mom, Jay Z's nephew, all the stuff, all the conspiracies and monumental deaths during these rising of uh, these people's careers to the next, the crossover. Be unreal to think about, but there's some just to it. It has to be. You know what I mean? And I hate that. You know what I'm saying? For the individuals who had to suffer. That's all I have to say. On that note, I'm glad the world is slowly evolving and you can enjoy life and financially and physically free through different ways besides selling your soul. You know what I mean? And I'm glad they put this platform and platforms to talk about them reels and to uh, give you your true Fifth Amendment. You know what I mean? And uh, so it's very strategic. I think the world was going to get to this anyway. Um, I believe that uh, the book um, the secret to society, and I don't wanna speak on it too much, but there's some the truth has been revealed in text, and it's out there to find if you're searching. It's the internet, so these things are easy to find these days, and that's the lucrative part of the growth, the purpose, spiritually and governmentally. Governmentally cannot stop what's already um, predicted to happen. You know what I mean? The advancement was hidden and is given to us periodically. I think in the pyramids, um, um, if there was definitely man-made, but people believe there was machinery as well that was already here and already developed, but yet to come. You know what I mean? Just like anything else. Um, the Teslas and the hovercrafts and the cell phones and the new technology, which is spacecraft. All this is, I think, predestined, but seen before, relived, um, tested, evaluated, and you know, brought to us in microdoses. Uh, I believe coming, going from here that you know, biblically, there will be a truth and a little scrolls um, and those books of Revelation and end times. But new creation and recreation and all that is coming upon us, and but maybe not as, I don't know, as said. How do I put this? Um, it's not said as so surreal, so to speak. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit fiction to that. You know what I mean? Wouldn't want to say fiction, but theoretically. You know what I mean? Is the word maybe. Maybe it was theoretically speaking, in a sense, like everything else. You know what I mean? I think there's truths and hidden truths and things that will be revealed with all this new education and meditation and life that everybody's awakening, that life seemed to bring to this world during COVID, or just the new ambiance of the 80 babies, those who wasn't forced to go to segregation, wasn't forced to communicate only through meeting up or a visual contact. Was able to conquer that through phones and texts and all type of other social media type forms of communication, and traveling and getting there fast, and new highways and new byways and planes and jets. These people are now coming of that age where our maturity is kicking in, and our leadership development, that time to show the next generation the new wave of life. A lot of people move too fast. King Combs, like I say, there's always going to be a reason for my visual and reels to this entertainment thing. That King Combs, y'all remember when I posted the one of King Combs talking, rapping, and talking about, yeah, you forgot about our other spot, and Diddy in the background, da, 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 da. That's bad generational. Raising of our children. That's what the next generation says. It goes out and picks these people for his father, jumps into that same cycle. You know what I mean? The next generation, which is my generation that grew up idolizing and watching them, is coming up, and we ain't having it. Cause like I say, I said something when I was a baby, how suspicious this was. You know what I'm saying? As a young man, as a kid. You know what I mean? I said this. So we're of that age. If them just got the old heads, they still do that ass shit. If we covered up like, You know what I'm saying? The people that's our age, you know what I mean, um, that's already been through it. A lot of them was different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them took a different path. A lot of them never blew. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite rappers is tend to be those who don't have as much fame. They tend to be those who speak of knowledge, speak of words. um, but I like all genres. Don't get me wrong. We're made of water. You know what I mean? If you ever go to watch how water reacts to music waves and type of waves and shapes and motion it gives you and patterns it gives you, uh, it's it's amazing and refreshing. But also, it's explaining that our body is built of how much percent of water? Like 80%. And then we hear the music. What do we do? You know what I mean? Of course, we move. You know what I mean? It's scientifically proven. You know what I mean? We go watch that. Real cool too. Um, so I get it. You know what I mean? All the songs, all the best songs, it's kind of made of the same beat over and over again. Whether it's sped up, slowed down. You know what I'm saying? Different lyrics, different words, different artists. You know what I mean? All that same trance over and over and over again. Same records. You know what I'm saying? Juicy Fruit, my mom's favorite song. My favorite song when I was growing up was Loving Juicy by Big Papa. My mom's was Juicy Fruit. I mean, my dad's. Sorry. My mom's was had a song like that. Look that up. J Chan. Music. But yeah, it's something behind that. You know what I mean? And maybe um, demoralistic, maybe voodooistic, if that's even a word. Um, Demonized and voodoo, maybe through the sounds. You just put the words to it. That's why they don't promote good artists. I mean, like positive artists. I mean, to a certain extent, not the crossover extent. You know, Kendrick the closest thing, but even him, uh, people people have short attention. You know what I'm saying? Attention spans. People don't want to, sit and listen to the message all the time. Our body kind of want to dance. So you want to dance and you want to have a message. So you gotta have a great mixture. You know what I mean? Like Drake, like the plant. Kendrick do a great job of mixing it too, though. Gotta be honest. But the Drake and Kendrick beef, it was the plant. You never know. But that was the coldest. That was the coldest thing. That would distract everything. Get you off of Diddy, everything. Get you off anything. You know? It's the GOATs. You know what I'm saying? They want to do Atlanta, Cali beef. Or Breezy, I guess. Two biggest rap states now. New York, we love you, but y'all niggas ain't got no rappers these days. So the old school. You feel me? The new school trying to sound like Chicago people or anywhere else but New York. Mm-hmm. So, or maybe that's just the era of the music. It swung, not your way. I don't know. And in my sense, but I like it. I love. Your boy Cali would come out and throw a kiss on a joint, still be lit. But those beefs, Distractions, man. Just distractions. Uh, what's going on? It's hard to distract from Diddy. Diddy gonna keep us distracted from Trump. For real. And the world's gonna keep turning. I told you my prediction. Uh, I told you my true live meaning of the entertainment business and how it's built, and I was gonna always remain to be ran, just like any other company, I guess. You know. Besides the the touchy feely, you know what I mean. But the higher you get up, the more you know. You know what I'm saying? And as far as with the world secret and with that type of money, you'll be getting a call. You know what I mean? You can't have that influence without the influencer. You know what I mean? They want a piece. Influencers is Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam ain't the government. Think about that. Uncle Sam is built to keep everything in place, but Uncle Sam is built by the money. The politicians is built from the money, from those who came. If you're watching these new movies where the natives was tricked in and they marrying them and taking their land and we're gonna do this and do that. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we built from. Them Grammys. You know what I mean? So keep focused, you know what I mean? And they keep making up and sliding in different things because we got to. We can build this big lump of beauty or paradise, you know what I mean? And gotta keep it in place. You know what I mean? And if there ever is a conflict to injustice, I hope it's justice that wins. You know what I mean? Not nothing to happen to the entertainers, but stop smashing in the butt, or just come out publicly and just do it publicly and just do it and keep making great films and doing what you're doing, but stop raping or forcing. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Being secretive about it. You know what I mean? Just be who you are. Love who you are. You know what I mean? But without the abuse. You know what I mean? If you love abuse, then I feel that that needs to be dealt with. You know what I mean? In that matter, nobody needs to be abused. You know what I mean? You should. The whole thing is to enjoy. You know what I mean? Not indulge, but enjoy. Love freely. Mm. I'm going to be showing that and teaching that and showing the growth from the fire to this to the natural way. But I want to live the process. You know what I'm saying? Because there will be rough times. There's always going to be rough times. But I want to be there through it, with you through the rough times. Feel me? Walk with change.